Hi! In the first phase of version 2.4, we'll be getting the brand new 5-star Yunli. Yunli, aka Clara 2.0, is a counter-attack focused follow-up attacker that has a very unique ultimate that makes her one of the most fun characters to play in this game. However, does this being fun make her good? Well, here are 3 cool things and 3 annoying things to consider before you pull for her. Before we start, I'll be giving away 2 supply passes / Rocket Moon / Crystal Card to my subscribers at 5k subs, so make sure you subscribe to enter. If you don't know what she does, I have a guide link in the description, but in a nutshell, Yunli is a physical destruction DPS. Her skill does blast damage and heals herself, her talent launches a follow-up attack whenever she is attacked, and her ultimate taunts all enemies and empowers her next counter attack with an even more powerful one if it's timed correctly. Overall, she has quite an interesting kit, featuring one of the most fun and active gameplay out of any characters in this game, as that brings us onto the 3 cool things about Yunli. Yunli has a super fun playstyle. The key part about her kit is a super unique ultimate that has 2 parts to it. Essentially, what this ultimate does is it taunts all enemies and empowers your next counter attack. But if the very next action is an enemy attacking you, the empower counter attack is further upgraded. So this means that to maximize your damage on Yunli, you have to be constantly looking out for your ultimate status and the enemy's attacks. This makes her a super fun character as she's not your usual spam skill onto your ultimate and repeat playstyle, but rather spam skill and skillfully use ult at the right time playstyle. And don't worry, her ult will cost 120 and has a max storage of 240, so there's no danger of holding your ultimate onto the enemy's attacks if you get it early. Alongside a very fun playstyle, she'll also be super strong too. What Clara has shown is that counter attackers, if optimally played and built, and with a bit of luck of the enemy's targeting, have some of the highest damage ceiling. Now, I'm not going to pretend that they'll out-damage Acheron or Firefly, but they do have the power to match them. If Clara can have that high of a ceiling, now imagine a stronger Clara, which is what Yunli is. Having a fun playstyle but also being quite strong really makes her all the more worth it to pull. But what makes her even more worth it is how free-to-play friendly she is. One of Yunli's best teams consists of 3 4-star units being Tingyun, Pella, and Lynx. Let's start with Lynx. One of the most insane part about her is that she adds taunt to destruction characters. This feature paired alongside Yunli will make her all the more consistent, which will indirectly improve her damage output. What this also means is that on the fall of an Aeon actually becomes really close in terms of damage compared to a signature Lycron. Alongside Tingyun, who has really insane buffs to her damage, but also energy that helps the uptime of Yunli's main damage source being her ultimate, and Pella, who is applying debuffs consistently, you get a really strong team that can compete with some of the best teams in the game while being really free to play friendly. However, with all that being said, being a counter attacker does come with some cons too, as that brings us onto the 3 annoying things about Yunli. One of the biggest issues of Yunli is if you're not using Lynx or a signature Lycron for the taunt to help her basically guarantee of getting hit outside of ulting, she can become really inconsistent even if you have the correct team setup. Because at the end of the day, you can optimize your team position and aggro values all you want. If the enemy doesn't want to hit you, you don't do a counter attack. Which doesn't happen often, but when it does happen, it makes Yunli feel really cringe to play. What is also annoying is that although she is Clara 2.0, Clara is still a really strong unit too. Especially now that we are more than a year into the lifespan of this game, many players, whether it be them getting lucky or just playing long enough to happen to have Lycron or Edelons for Clara, if you do happen to have those for Clara, the value of getting Yunli is really low, as even if Yunli will perform better, you will receive a much more meaningful upgrade by spending your Jades on another unit. And of course, a really active playstyle comes at the cost of being harder to play than any other units in the game. This is not really a downside, but more of a small disclaimer, as I understand not everyone is wanting to perfectly play the game. So for those people, you are looking at a much higher damage loss compared to every other unit in the game if you do not play her optimally. If you mistime an ultimate, for example on someone like Acheron, not much really happens, but for Yunli, it could mean a whole extra cycle needed to clear the MOC. But one of her major traits does help this issue, so it's not that bad.